Hello, in this video I will show how to create menu commands. So I will run this program and so here are the menu items here. So we have main menus and then we have the childs of the main. And we can change all these things from the resource view. So let's say that what we want to do in this program is that we want to have a menu item here which says that draw a circle, and then we want to have another menu item here which says that draw a rectangle. And let's assume that we only want one of them to be drawn at the time. So we don't want to draw them both at the same time. We don't want to have circle and rectangle drawn at the same time, but only one of them can be drawn. So what we could do here is that we can create two menu items here, and then we will select one of them and sorry, and then the other one will be grayed out, so disabled, so that only one of them can be selected at a time. So let's go and do this. So we go to the resource view first, and we will find the mainframe menu, which is under the menu. It's one of these, so it will be this one in this case. And obviously we this project is the same as in the last video, by the way. So I created this project in the last video, so I keep using this same project now in the couple of coming videos. So please go and see the previous video if you didn't create this project yet. Okay, but anyway, we're gonna go to this menu here in a resource view from here, and double click the ID mainframe, and let's add here a new item for us for this purpose. So let's call it a draw menu. So this is the main level. I'll just click here and type, and then let's put here the first element to be draw a circle, and then let's add another one, draw a rectangle, like that. Just maybe enter. Okay, and next we need to create event handlers for these two. Event handler means that when we click this menu item from here, it will go to a certain function and it will then do something there. So to create an event handler, we will just select the item from here and then right click, add event handler. And so here we can choose that in which class we're gonna execute that event handler. In this case, let's just use this view. We're gonna use this view now in the many videos a lot here currently, so we're just gonna put it in a view. So the view is the white window in the program. So just add and edit. Okay. And in the last video I showed that how to draw simple things on a white window, and as we remember, we need to do it in a draw function here. This is a draw function. Using this device context pointer we need to draw, and drawing a circle was drawing an ellipse, and here we need to put here okay, just for example 100, and let's put it was circle, so we need to put 300, something like that, evenly distributed coordinates, so to speak. Right, but the problem obviously now, if we do this one like now, obviously it's always gonna draw this circle. As we can see, it's always gonna be there like that. But we only want to draw this circle if the user goes here and press this draw circle from here, like that. So what we need to do here is, for example, we could create a Boolean flag in the corresponding H file in the class header file. So this is the class header file here. We can create a Boolean flag which tells that which one we are drawing. Okay, so I'm gonna add here a private section here, and we can create a boolean flag m like a member variable boolean, and how do we call that? We could call it let's call it draw circle. Okay, and let's comment here that if not circle, then a rectangle. Okay, so there are two possibilities here only. So if this is true, if this value is true, then we're gonna draw a circle. If it's false, we're gonna draw a rectangle. That's how it goes in this example. I will initialize it to actually true, so that we will draw a circle by default. So when the program first starts, we will see a circle. Okay, so we need to put the if here, that if draw circle, then draw this ellipse. So what happens here is that always when this window, this white window, this view needs to draw itself. For example, if we resize the window, it needs to redraw the window. Whenever it needs repainting, it will always go to this function here. So we can be sure that it will always go here. We just need to put the drawing code here, what we want to draw whenever this window needs to be drawn or repainted. Okay, so if we are drawing a circle, then we will draw this. If we want to draw a circle, this will be true, and we will draw an ellipse here. Okay, but now the question is that how can we update these things? And before we go there, I will add the event handler for this rectangle as well. So we go to add event handler. We're gonna put it to view as well, add and edit, and it put it here, draw rectangle. Okay, so here we can now set this boolean value correspondingly. So if we press draw circle, we will set this boolean value to true, and if we are drawing a rectangle, we will set it to false. That's how we decided. Okay, but does it now work? Does it now work? If I run it, is it gonna draw the circle? And if we press rectangle, is it not gonna draw the circle because we set this to false? Let's see if it works. Okay, draw circle, draw rectangle, nothing happens. Well, okay, sorry, now happens. When I change this, it will repaint. When I do something that it must repaint itself, then we will see the result. So if I now draw a circle again, so nothing happens straight away, but when I do something that it needs to repaint, like if I change the size of the window like this, immediately we will see the result here. Okay, why does this happen? Well, it happens because it is, when we are pressing that menu item, it doesn't update the window. So we have to update the window straight away here. We need to say update window, and the same thing here. So we need to repaint the whole window. But this is just telling that, okay, draw again. But before we do that, we need to tell that which area we want to repaint. That's the other thing we need to tell. We need to say that invalidate invalidates the whole window, meaning that everything needs to be repainted from that window. That's what it means. So this is telling that everything needs repainting next time when we are drawing, and this one tells that draw now. Okay, that's what it means. This means that we want the whole window to be repainted, and this one is telling that do it now. Okay, so now it should do that thing. Okay, so the circle is initially here. Then I say draw rectangle, and we can say that it disappears. And if I say draw circle, it comes back here. Okay, so let's now do the rectangle next. So if draw circle, we do this one, else we will draw the rectangle. And drawing the rectangle was something like actually I think frame rect will only draw the frame of the rectangle. Like in the last video we draw the rectangle, it also painted the content of the rectangle with the background. This one only, if I remember correctly, this one only draws the rectangle. I mean the frame. Let's try if that's true. Okay, so C-rect is the so this one gives the top left and bottom right coordinates. So we're gonna put here, let's put here 100, 100, and 400, 200. This kind of rectangle. Aha, and we need to pass the second parameter, which is the brush. I'm gonna try nil brush here, and I'm not actually sure. I don't remember this, but let's see what it's gonna do. I hope it's gonna draw only the frame without the content of the frame. I mean all the borders of the frame. That's what I'm aiming here. Okay. So we have the if else now here, so it should keep changing now when we press that menu button over there. So let's go draw rectangle. Aha, it didn't work. So this brush is obviously it's used for drawing the frame probably. I'm just now gonna go back. I think actually this brush is the drawing the frame. I don't remember, but let's go back to the one we did last time. Sorry. So I forgot this one. Obviously I will leave the coordinates here, and it was called rectangle something, rectangle, and yes, like that. So let's just draw the rectangle to keep it simple. Okay, so this should work now. Okay, draw rectangle, and there's the rectangle, and then draw circle. Okay, it all works. Okay. There's one more thing we want to learn here is that because when we started to do this, we assumed that only one of them can be drawn at the time. That was the assumption. So it would be nice that when we run it, do we have any examples here? Yeah, like here, if we can't do certain operations, they are grayed out. Like here, we can't select any of these because they don't have any actions linked to them. So if something is not, if we can't press something at the moment, because here, for example, there's no reason to me to press this button again, draw circle. So this should be grayed out. This should be how do you say disabled. That's the word. That's I'm learning English as well. This should be disabled. This one here, so that I can't select this because the circle is already here, so why would I be able to select this one? So let's do that one next. And to do that one, we need to go here and add another event handler. So we go to the resource view, and I double click, and then I add event handler, and then we need to select this update command UI, and we will put it to the view as well here. Add and edit. And I will do the same thing for the rectangle. Okay, so now we have the update functions. This means that when the appearance of that or the state of that menu item must be set, it will go to this function to ask us that how we want that element to be shown, or what is the state of that element. And here we can disable that element or able that element. The way to do is that we just use this pointer here, which is given by parameter here, and because it's a pointer we could put an arrow, and then we say enable, and if we put true, it's enabled. If we put false, it's disabled. And so what is the condition here, that when do we want this circle element to be enabled? Well, it's this boolean flag which is telling that. So we just need to put this boolean flag here. So let's see if it's correct now. So if this draw circle is true, then we enable, because this is a circle update function. So this is all correct now, and we need to do the opposite here. So if it's not circle, then we enable the rectangle. Okay, so this would now fix that thing, so that we have the menu item enabled and disabled accordingly. And as we can see, that draw rectangle is wrongly I did it wrong way around, isn't it? So it's actually another way around. It's let's see this one more time. So draw circle should be only enabled if the rectangle is drawn. So this should be not. If not circle, if at the moment the circle is not drawn. Just a second, I'm getting confused. I know it's the opposite obviously, but why is this? Let's see. Okay, if the circle is drawn currently, which is this situation here. Let's look at this situation here. If the circle is currently there, drawn in a window, in that case the rectangle should be enabled, exactly like this, because we want to be able to go from circle to rectangle. So it's this way around. So now it should work. Draw rectangle, and the other one is disabled here. Okay, so this one concludes this video.